Hi, I'm Marie-Louise, and the way I used to date is very different to the way I date now. When I was younger, I did all sorts of crazy things to try and get the attention of guys and to try and retain the attention of guys I was dating. One relationship ended when a guy cheated on me, and do you know what I did next? I sent him a letter telling him all the nice things that I thought about him. What an idiot. It was supposed to be, this is what you've missed out on, and this is what your actions mean that you're not going to get in future. But in actual fact, it was like a poem to him. It was like a soliloquy telling him all the lovely things about him. Who does that? Honestly, when I look back on it, I think it was pretty pathetic, and it was one of the major mistakes that I made back then. Years later, I got married, and some of the things that I did while I was married were also a little bit strange. And the reason for that is because my self-esteem wasn't quite where I needed it to be. I didn't have standards in place that I could live by and that I could happily stick to make myself happy in the relationship. Now that I'm divorced, my standards are a lot more refined. The mistakes that I made back then have served as experience to me. I've learnt from my mistakes. And what I do now is pass along my experience and my knowledge to other people. So if you realize that you're making mistakes that you regret, things that you wake up the next day and think, why did I do that? Or sometimes you just think, that didn't feel right to me. That didn't sit right with me. Why did I do that? That person suggested that and I went along with it. What was I thinking? If you're having moments like that, this is a good opportunity for you to sit down with me and we'll talk through those things. We'll look at your past and we'll look at the lessons that you've learned from that, and we'll take those forward and we'll formulate a plan for you. That way, when you're dating in future, you'll actually enjoy dating, you'll feel more comfortable with the decisions that you're making, and you'll get better results. You'll bring me a couple of stories from your past, and we'll look into those and think about where you may have gone wrong, or maybe some habits that you've fallen into which you'd like to change. Dating should be fun, and it can be, but sometimes you just need to tweak your skills, align your standards, and get back on track. Start thinking about what you want from dating and what you want for yourself. When you've got all that in line, dating is so much more fun and it's easy because you're confident in the decisions that you're making. You can rely on yourself, you know why you're making certain decisions, and away you go. It can be as easy as changing your thinking. That's how I did it. I realized that in all the relationships that I was in, I was the common denominator. So I couldn't keep blaming the other person all the time. I had to look inside and think about what I was doing. What was I bringing to the relationship? Was I being unrealistic about what I wanted? Was I being needy? Those were areas that I looked at, and I can pass my experience and my lessons that I've learned along to you. I realized that I couldn't go on dating the way I was. I just wasn't happy. So I had a good hard think about myself. I kicked my own ass and I changed the way I was doing things. Now, I'd really like to pass along some of those lessons to you because I have a wealth of experience because I made so many mistakes back then and I just don't do them now. I'm so much clearer about the way I want to date. I'm clear in what I'm looking for. And I know what I expect for myself. If this sounds interesting to you and it sounds like the sort of thing you need, book in below. I want to be clear, I kicked my ass and I may kick yours too. So if you're ready to change your life, here's your chance. 30-minute chat, we'll do it on Skype or over the phone, whatever you're most comfortable with, and we'll get your dating life on track. I really look forward to meeting you and helping you become more dateable.